Well, hi, everyone. This is Natalie McQueen with Become an Author podcast, and I'm here with my co-host, Jessie Bowen. How's it going, Jessie?
Better, better, and better. Trying to make the world a better place. And by becoming an author, that's how we really make the world a better place. And I know that we have a great program today, introducing a new author, his website and his book. And I'm gonna let you take and do the intro here with him, with George. But I think, the one thing that we really want to say is that we're really proud of our authors. And George, we came up with an idea and we moved forward. But I don't want to spill all the beans here. So Natalie, I'm gonna let you go ahead because I'm ready to go ahead and start talking about him. So I'm gonna let you do the intro.
All right. Well, George Wrighster, I've known George for quite a few years, and he's passionate. He's been married for over 40 years. He's a grandfather and a father, and he played baseball. And then I'm going to let him tell his story, but decided that the time is now to bring out an issue that has been around for a long, long time, but to do it in such a positive way to make people aware of what's going on, and then to have a solution that we can all be a part of. So, George, congratulations. Thank you for joining us.
It's my pleasure, Natalie. Definitely my pleasure. I like your choice of words when you said a positive way and a solution to an issue that has been going on for some time. And, and that's what I hope to bring. I hope everyone gets that energy from the book and understand it's going to be some tough conversations in the book, and there's going to be some outcomes that I think that will work in everyone's benefit.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about yourself, how this came about.
Well, this book actually came about, right now I have a grandson that's playing baseball. And so I'm traveling all around the world or all around the country with him and his baseball experience. And at the same time, I had to relive my time in baseball and the experiences that I had. And over the years, I've been wanting to really address this subject because it seems to be talked about in the back rooms and on the side, but it doesn't seem to be dealt with as a whole, but in certain segments. And so I said, it's time. It's time for us to really talk about these issues and talk about how we can bring some resolution and bring some continuity for the benefit of the game and for everyone that's involved.
So when you showed me that video with Chris Rock talking about this subject, it was like, wow. So it's a secret, but it's not a secret. Yeah. And it's time for it to be addressed and come out. So how did you, there's probably a lot of hurt and possibly anger and stuff. How did you decide that I'm going to do the book in a different way that doesn't maybe point fingers so much and want to keep it in that positive light?
I like that you got that from the book, Natalie, because I could have named names in the book, and I don't, I won't tell too much about it because I want the audience to really grasp what my feelings were when I wrote it. But I thought I'd start telling the story and how I grew up in baseball and how that evolution of time is still relevant to what's going on in baseball right now. And like I said, it's being discussed by Major League Baseball. It's being discussed by Little League, people in Little League Baseball at the high school level, collegiate level. It's being discussed everywhere, but it seems to be that it's some people feel a little bit apprehensive about the discussion and, what it'll lead to them for being a voice for this type of subject matter.
Well, what's funny to me is the stats say it all, and sports keep stats. So
yes.
It's like,
yes.
There's nothing that people can deny or not deny,
You know, and that's the beauty of the book. And I really didn't come across a statistical
Right.
part of the book until later on into the book, after I started writing it, putting the story together, and just having countless of interviews with different families, players, going around to different cities, looking at these events and what teams were competing and the ratio of African Americans on those teams, and just that whole thing. Then I happened to come across the statistics of it, and I said, "Oh wow, this is gonna." I mean, like you said, the stats don't lie. I mean, the statistics of what's out there right now, is going to be clear, and it's just up to us as a community to evaluate those statistics and to put them in perspective and figure out how can we change what's present in front of us at this point in time.
I think,
And I think that you know, George, that's the amazing part of, you know, of a book. And I try to share with other authors. You don't have to be searching out in the distance to begin your writing. You can look at where you are, what's happening in your life right now. And I know as we're, you know, going through and we're talking about the book. Hey, George, by the way, what's the name of the book?
The book is The Black and White of Baseball.
Well, you know, baseball. I shared. I guess we'll take that moment and share. But we need to talk about Natalie here and her baseball experience. You know, baseball was the only sport growing up that I played, and there was only about a couple of games. We played hardball, and you know, we were the, you know, because you know, this was back in a time that you know, if we were, other sports and things were not available to us, and if they were on such a low level that you just trying to find an experience in doing that. But I know, I think I hit the ball maybe one time and it scared me to death, and I didn't come back. You know, so that was sort of my experience. I know Natalie was sharing that. What did they call you, Lightning Natalie?
Lightning McQueen. I could hit, I could catch. I was the pitcher, but not so good at the running. And so I would hit the ball and they'd be like, "Go Lightning McQueen." Yeah. So when the movie came out, I was like, "Hey man, that's my name."
Well, if you don't do something with it, somebody else will take it. But you know, George, I think this, just like with what you're writing from in your book, you know, you're in this situation connecting with your grandson and reliving your life. And then you discover that some of the things that you went through in baseball are some of the things that he's still having to go through. So I think these are the things that we have to know about. Now, if you're ignorant about things, then you always get pushed to the end of the line. But when you become aware, and I think your book is a book of, through your experience, you begin to show the awareness, and through your book, you know, you show these examples of things that's happened to you, and then for other parents, and that's important because you know every kid, if they're playing baseball, they want to be in the major league, but there are obstacles that will stop them and prevent them. If they don't know about it, then they lose that chance. But by reading your book, they get a chance to have an experience. This is what you have to look out for. These are things happen to me. Make sure it's not happening to you.
Yes, absolutely. And that's kind of how we came up with the title. You know, it was a collaboration on the title. I had some things I wanted, you know, had in mind. And then with the help of yourself, Jessie, and Natalie, we helped fine tune the entire title, The Black and White of Baseball, Overcoming Bias in Baseball and Life, because it is a life book. It's not just baseball that we deal with, even though baseball is a subject matter, but the lessons and everything that's involved in the book will help you with overcoming biases in life and how to navigate yourself through life. But also, you said, you know, reliving those moments of my childhood experience and realizing that some of the same things are existing now. Because I believe this sport is a community sport. it's a sport for everyone. I don't think the sport would be any good with just all Black teams. I don't think it would be good with all white teams, all Latino teams, Asian teams. It is a community sport built internationally now at this point in time. So the integration of sports with all of us makes the sport much better and helps us with our relationships across the globe, as we've seen.
So I talk about legacy a lot, and legacy talks about traditions and carrying things on and stuff. Well, some of the things that have been traditions in sports and stuff needs to be addressed and changed. So sometimes a tradition may not serve you right anymore, and it's time to make those changes and embrace the positive part of the change, and that maybe in 2 generations from now, they'll be like, what? It was like, what?
Yes.
Wouldn't that be nice? And your legacy and how you saw things and decided to share your story could literally change the way the future runs in baseball. And hopefully that's where this goes.
Yeah, I hope so, Natalie, because that is my intent. There's nothing intentional behind the book that is not about all of us together and making change for us as a whole, as a country, as a world, as a nation. And like I said, even Major League Baseball has acknowledged some things that, like this past year, we had the induction of the Negro League players into the Hall of Fame, the Major League Hall of Fame, MLB Hall of Fame. So, there's strides and there's things that help us navigate how to get to an end point that we all see the beauty in each other in this sport. So I think we're going in the right direction. We just need a little bit of push, a little bit of encouragement to start opening dialogue about it.
Right. So when you came to us and talked about your idea, we kind of set out a timeline. So we don't have, we're not going to put it out there yet, but what people can do is we're launching your website today live.
Yes.
And people can go and and we can have them go and get either a signed author copy or just a regular copy to come the minute they're released. And you just have to go to the blackandwhiteofbaseball.com and you will see George will greet you there and take you through his story. And then there's the pre-order links or get your signed author copy. And I feel that this book is going to make an impact. It's going to wake people up to, I had no idea that there were any kind of issues like this, but that's not on my radar. But once it was like, if everyone knew this, we would do better. And that's where I think people like you, George, need to share your story and do it in that positive way, not go on the attack.
Yes.
And the change can happen, and everyone, race-wise, can embrace it and make it a fair place for all of us.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm looking so forward to it because I think that this is such a part of our society right now, because baseball is America's sport. Everyone loves baseball, and everyone has played some form of it at some point in time. They've experienced it, whether it's through their children themselves, through their parents. And this book is definitely going to bring a community of people together, but more importantly, help everyone understand your voice means something. Without you exercising that right to speak about the sport honestly and openly, there's very a small chance or probability that anything's ever going to happen to make it better for all of us. And I hope that this book, that's my hope in writing this book, for us to start talking, for us to start realizing, okay, we have issues, let's deal with them. Let's not push them behind the table. Let's bring them out front, and let's work as a community to resolve the issues, resolve the things that's happening that I talk about in my book. And through all the interviews that I've done with other parents, other children, other organizations, and through the statistical information that's going to be in the book, we have some amazing photographs in the book from the Withers collection that's involved.
Well, tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, okay, the Withers collection, it was done by a gentleman by the name of Ernest Withers. Ernest Withers was the first and official photographer for the civil rights movement. And he did so much work in creating the museum, the Black History Museum in Memphis, Tennessee. A lot of his work hangs in the museum and the National Museum in Washington, D.C. His daughter, Roz Withers, has done a great job of orchestrating and allowing these photos to be used, not just by me, but
Right.
in this book particular, but throughout all museums in the country. They travel around the world to have this man's work displayed. Over 1.8 million photos this man took over his lifetime. And the range of the photos, I mean, from music history, Elvis, to all the Blues Street, and to the political scene in sports. I mean, when I tell you, when you go and see these images, not just what's in my book, but when you visit that museum, online, or you happen to go there in person, you're going to be amazed at the photos this man took.
Well, and the great thing is, what I love is you give the people that get your book a bonus. You give them a link that goes directly to a special place to be able to see these photos.
Yes, absolutely. And that was important to me because I wanted to make sure that that was shared, because of the importance of the museum. And the pictures that they have from the Negro League is unbelievable. I mean, these photos have been used in many movies. You might not have known where they came from, but
Right.
I happen to because I know the museum within itself. But these photos are just simply amazing. And you'll be surprised of the first time photos that you're going to see.
That's awesome.
Well, George, we're really super excited for you. And, again, having that courage to step out there and organize. And that's the reason why a lot of people don't write books, because they're unable to get themselves organized or be able to plan. But, when you have a team, the team, especially with Elite, we help you build your timeline. We help you to begin to create in your mind the vision of what your book could be, and then the fulfillment of being able to bring that vision together. So again, it's really great to have you as a part of our elite authors. And that's the reason why find someone or find a coach to help you with your project. So if you're thinking about writing a book, remember, everyone has a story. You just have to be able to get it out, and you have to have people to be able to help you out. And this is the reason why we're looking forward, George, for your book to become a Amazon bestseller. So we're really, looking to support you in being able to build that. Any last words from you, Natalie and George?
Yeah, well, I would say definitely go to the blackandwhiteofbaseball.com. Order your copy. But then if you are a coach or someone that is seeing some challenges in your community, reach out to George, because this is the way that he will get this book to have more exposure and to impact many communities. He can't be in every community at the same time. So help George get this message out. George, what is the best way for people to get hold of you?
You can go to my website at georgefwrighster.com, and it has all of my contact information there. You can email me, you can call me by phone. All the vehicles are there. Social media points are there, or you can also go to the Black and White of Baseball for my book launch, and also my information is there as well. And pretty soon,
actually, that's a good point. Go to the Black and White of Baseball on Facebook And George is going to be putting some special pictures there, some interviews, and you'll be able to see the ongoing steps until his book release.
Yes. And also, lastly, I'm going to also be having a podcast around this book. So, and that's going to launch very, very soon. So you want to keep your ears and your eyes open for that one, because that's going to be a doozy, where you'll be able to call in and we'll be able to exchange some information, answer some questions, just reach out to be a help to the community.
Perfect.
Well, guys and ladies, it's been such a great, podcast today. And George said podcast, and it's got me thinking about how many more we have to do this week. But, this has been great. And we're really looking forward to, getting the book out there. And everyone remember, support George, go to his website, get a copy of this book. If you have kids in baseball, this is especially the kids, their parents, this is a book that they should have on their, bookshelf. And I think it's going to be is it going to be on Kindle also, George?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Great.
And like you said, Jesse, every parent, I'm telling you right now, if you're a parent and your child plays sports, in particular baseball, because we're on the baseball subject right now, you need this book. Mm-hmm. You're going to need to navigate with this book.
Absolutely.
Well, everyone, if you're looking to publish, remember, consider Elite Publications. Go to our website, schedule an appointment. The website is www.elitepublications.org. You can email us at info@elitepublications.org. Just let us know, how can we help you to have a positive experience about becoming an author? This is Jessie Bowen with my co-host, Natalie McQueen. Everyone be blessed.